And Talk Radio Network.
Another show, Bill.
Hey, and a great one. Going to be starting off with Motive's Scott Hewitt and a big announcement with IAB. We'll understand that later with Phil Spigner. And then courtesy of Motive, PBA Rookie of the Year, EJ Tackett.
All right, let's start the show. Welcome to the Let's Go Bowling Show, heard every Wednesday on the Tan Talk Radio Network. GoBowlingShow.com is the website. I'd like to welcome in Bill Zubin.
Hey, great to be here. Another great show today. Starting right off, I guess, with Scott Hewitt.
Maybe. We'll see how that goes. We're a little behind from the show previous, and I'm going to get that straightened out here.
I got the answer machine of Scott Hewitt. I'm trying him now again.
Don't worry about it. Let's go ahead, Bill. Let's talk a little bit. Did you get a chance to watch the PBA League Series?
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it. First setup, and this is kind of a different one this year where they got singles, doubles, scotch doubles, 5-man team, 3-man team, and it's on a point system. Obviously, LAX, sponsored by GoBowling.com, was the winner this week, beating out Brooklyn Styles.
Ding, ding, ding.
So we see a lot of Jason Belmonte and everything that's going on in the bowling world right now.
Fantastic. Well, let's go out to the phone lines. We'll go out to, third in command at Motive Bowling Products, and that's Scott Hewitt. Scott, welcome to Let's Go Bowling.
Hey, actually, this is Scott Wilbur. You got the president.
Oh,
whoa.
Fantastic. That's even better. Touchdown.
It's a wrong extension number.
Touchdown. Oh, no wonder he dialed the wrong number. Okay, no problem. Love to have you on, Scott. Anyway, we appreciate you always come on for the Bowl Expo. And
Sure.
We got some great things happening at Motive, right?
Oh, my gosh, yeah, there's all kinds of great stuff going on. We had an incredible 2013, and 2014 is going to be unbelievable. I mean, people thought we're just so astounded with how far we've come in just 5 short years, and in 2014 we're going to just show the world that the innovation and just making the greatest equipment in the world is just going to continue from us. So we've got some just fantastic stuff. I can't go into what it is, but it's going to be some real eye-opening stuff. Lots of fun.
And it also helps having some of the guys on TV with your equipment, like the gentleman we're going to have the next, I guess, toward the end of the show.
EJ Tackett. Mm-hmm.
Sure, EJ's fantastic. Yep, and he did so well in the Japan Cup, and then of course he was on the at the Wisconsin Open, the Summer Series, and then Jake Peters winning, the Badger, and just we've had some great stuff. And then they're on some of the team events, and we were so close in so many of the World Series events. Also, we had guys leading events, and we finished fantastic. I think we had 3 or 4 guys in the top 12 overall, and just really, really good results. So, it's been great. But the product, I don't care how much you do on TV. I don't care how much you advertise. I don't care how well you market. What it really comes down to is performance, and we are showing the world that we're going right to the top of leading the world in performance. I think we're there in a lot of the products that we have. I think that we've exceeded a lot of other equipment out there in a lot of the lines that we have. And this year, we're planning on being the greatest performance bowling ball manufacturer in every possible way, except probably some of the entry level type stuff, which is not really our big forte. Our big thing is doing just pushing the envelope and making stuff that just amazes people and just makes your bowling better. So it's going to be a cool year for us.
Okay, now we've mentioned talking about the future. We've mentioned Jake Peters and EJ Tackett.
Yep.
Who's your next breakthrough player you think is going to be?
We've got so many guys. I mean, and there's just I mean I still need to mention also Dick Allen, who's done fantastic for us, and Lee Vanderhoff, and there's just a pile of them. But we've got some young guys that are really coming on. But we've got so many nice young guys that are just have a huge upside that I don't want to single any one of them out.
Sure, like who's your favorite child?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, there's some great. I mean, just fantastic. We just picked up another staff for the other day, and he goes right out and wins a regional, with our stuff. And I'm not sure if it was his first regional ever, but I think it might have been. And it's just fun. People grab it. We do a lot with the high school teams and stuff, and I get emails from them all the time saying, "Oh my gosh, our kids are averaging 10 or 15 pins more now that they've switched into your equipment." And that's a real common thing, just because we're making fantastic stuff that's really bowlable and really easy to understand, and then we make some of the more exotic type stuff too. So, and then something that's been really cool is the new the new Revolt, just a huge ball. It's been great. People love it because it just scores and scores and scores, and it's easy to use, and it's where the Primal Rage is just so dynamic and so monstrous, and this other ball is just kind of the reverse. It's more like our older stuff, where it's a little more, it's a little more rounded and stuff, but it's still deep and long. But the continuation is just fantastic, and it's a little rounder, and it's just a fantastic ball. So yeah, we're doing everything. I mean, we're not gonna be pigeonholed into any one type of bowling ball or one type of product or angulation or things like that. We want to make the best of everything. And we're well onto it. You'll see by the end of 2014, people would just stand there just with their jaws dropping because we've got some stuff that's just never been seen before. So
yeah,
really cool stuff.
And the Revolt's kind of a throwback to that basic black ball and kind of a subtle logo on it for the traditional guy that I want a black ball.
Well, that, and it's kind of murdered out. It's called a covert revolt. So it's kind of that stealth type, graphic, color graphic type thing, and so it's just supposed to be really cool, and yet that black ball is just so good for the pros, and it's so readable, and yet the graphic is very cool, and so we've had some. I mean, we want people to buy our stuff because of the performance, and go, and I get the greatest graphics in the world on top of it, And graphics do sell the balls, but I think that, what we found when we first came out is that, we have this insanely cool graphic system, and but until we really just started knocking it out of the park performance-wise, the sales, they grew and grew and grew, but they didn't grow at the rate they've been growing lately. They've been just going off the chart for us. So, anyway, great stuff. And 2014 is already, we're already seeing that our continuation of growth is the same as we had last year. So that's a good sign. We don't want to have these little spurts and things like that. We just want to just keep pushing the limit. We're going right to the top. So yeah, should be great stuff.
Okay, and for all of the pro shops that are listening, you've got a special that expires Friday, I believe.
Yeah, I believe it's 200, and it's a 2-pack thing. It's basically what it is we shouldn't go into the numbers because it's public radio, but they basically get a really good discount on the it's 200 something bucks for and they get to buy 2 of them, and that way they get a really good deal to try them out and see what they are. And we also have a really good program for pro shops that carry our brand on the wall, where they can buy demos really inexpensively to try the product out, and they can get those before the ball's released. We also we do a lot of web traffic stuff for them and things like that, and then we give them some incentives also. So there's some really good programs we have for pro shops that maybe don't have us up on the wall. And they should. And something else I wanted to mention, too, which is really cool, we do. A lot of people don't realize it, is when you throw your first 300 or your first 800 with a motive, you need to get in touch with your pro shop and get them to your score sheet and tell them what you were using, because they'll call us and get you a free T-shirt from us, okay? We have these 300 and 800, motive 300 and a motive 800 T-shirt, where when you throw your first one, we want to congratulate you for making the switch into motive and also for having such great success with it. So the first time you throw them, you get a free T-shirt from us. So that's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, that you make a lot of great product, and a lot of it for the heavy, medium, heavy oil, and a lot of the legs. There's a lot of light oil.
Yeah, we've got something coming up that's a medium light oil ball that'll be coming up real quick, and then we've got the tank, which is also like a throwback to. It's a really great urethane type ball. But it's so it's not as dynamic and stuff. It's very easy and stuff, and that's a great light oil ball. We have the Ascent line, which is great, and we have got another ball adding to the Ascent product line, and those are lighter and light to medium oil type balls. And then we have the Tribal, which is kind of a medium oil type ball also. So we have things that you have to watch with the lighter the oil. Basically, we have to keep the ball a little bit tamer. The Tribal's a great ball for that lighter oil stuff because it's still got a really wicked back end on it, and yet it's super clean. So it does work really well in that light to light medium oil.
Yeah, because I know Bill knows that a lot of people come in, they see these great balls, and they're really for the heavy, medium, heavy oil. And if they're not bowling into that and they want it, they're not going to get the reaction that they think they're going to get.
Right, but that's where like the Venoms, the Venom series and things like that, those are medium oil type balls. And we've got a new Venom coming out that is just off the charts. It's just so good. For everybody who bought, we sold just a ton of the Venom Strikes and the Venom Toxins. We sold just, incredible numbers of those. And people just were raving about it, and now we've added another ball into that area, into that price point, and into that type of performance for oil, and it's just incredible. It's wonderful. So, it's going to be really cool. But we haven't forgot about that. And like I said, guys were starting to go, man, everything you're making is so skid flippy and so got so much snap and angulation on the back. We need some of the older stuff like you used to make that's a little rounder, and that's where the Revolt came in. But it's a much better earlier reading ball. And it's not early reading, it's kind of medium early reading, but it's just a much better rounded type motion ball. And just, because we just have learned so much more about how to make a ball continue and a ball to start to turn at the right place and get the right distance down there and mesh the hook with the reed. And so it's a really, really fantastic ball. And if you notice, like in the tournament EJ's been throwing it, he just won the Paragon Open. I think he won $13,000 last weekend at a big tournament. Finished first using the Revolt. We had that other staffer, I can't think of his name right off the top of my head, but he just switched into us, used the Revolt, won a regional. We had another kid. We had a couple college kids just picked up. We helped them out, with a couple, balls that, to try. There's actually these are kids that I knew since they were little kids, and helped them out with some stuff. And I used to coach them in hockey and stuff. Anyway, but and they just went out and just did fantastic at the big college tournament, and so the Revolt's a fantastic ball. And actually, they were using the Revolt and the Rage were the two balls that were super hot at that tournament. So. It's cool stuff, and the Revolt is kind of a throwback, but it's a much better style of throwback. So, really good ball, and that's why it's selling. It's been great. We're just thrilled to be in the position we're at right now, and I think people are buying into the brand because they see that we're trying really hard for them. We stand behind the product extremely well. We own our mistakes, and we've made mistakes and stuff, and we own them, and we improve on them, and we take care of anybody. If we ever ship a lemon or something like that, we take care of it, and we're trying to be team players with all the people out there. And we just want to be good guys, and we want to be loved, and we want to, because we love our consumers, and we love our distributors, and we just want to be good partners to all those guys. So.
All that love for Valentine's Day, isn't that great?
There you go. They're my Valentine's, So anyway, no, they're great though. They're really great, and they've been fantastic to us in return. I just can't say enough about how much support we receive from the distributors and then from the pro shops and stuff. And we're a pro shop oriented manufacturer, and we really, really want to help those guys, because without pro shops, we just don't feel that there won't be bowling, and you got to support the pro shops, and you got to help those guys to, to stay in business and to do a good job for their consumers and to compete with, the other options that are out there and such. And because when you go into a bowling center and the pro shop isn't open, it just isn't as good of an experience. And I know those guys also do a lot of free coaching, and they give away all kinds of equipment and do a lot of pro bono work for kids and for youth and for underprivileged and things like that, and we want to support those guys as much as we can. So there are heroes, because they're out there on the front line, and we listen to them. They come back with a lot of good feedback for us about what we need and where our price points need to be, and so it's a real team thing from the top to the bottom. So we're just one part of the puzzle, and it takes us all to make this thing really work. So.
Scott, before we let you go, who does the videos that you see on YouTube and that?
Justin Wyman does the videos, and then and my son Dan does some of the stuff too. He does a lot of the web videos. My son Dan Wilbur does a lot of the graphics and all the flashy things you see on the websites and things like that. But Justin does the actual video shooting, and there's a ton of videos out there that our staffers and stuff and other people put out on the web too. But the official ones, the photographer is typically Justin Wyman, and he lays it out and stuff. And he's a really talented graphic guy and just a fantastic asset of our company. And we just love the kid to death, And he's just a huge fan of us and a huge fan of the product, and he's been with us since the beginning, and we love him. And again, more Valentine stuff,
right.
but another, he's a team player, and he's a great part of our company.
Before you get to your next guest, Bill, your other Bill, I have Scott's last name is Wilbur, right?
Wilbur.
Oh, I thought it was Wilbur.
W-I-L-B-U-R.
Okay, sorry.
How about a
Well, that's
website?
okay.
Website and a phone number.
What's that?
A website and phone number for Motive.
The website is Motive Bowling, M-O-T-I-V, no E on Motive, M-O-T-I-V, bowling.com, and the phone number is 1-800-235-8324.
All right, thanks a lot, Scott. And
You're
tell
welcome.
Scott Hewitt that he missed his chance, but we'll have him on the next time.
Okay, that'll be great. Well, thank you guys so much for putting me on. That's awesome, and it's a surprise. I just walk in, pick up the phone, and I'm on the radio. It's a fun thing. I hope I did okay for you guys.
You did great.
great.
But Scott's probably waiting. Hold
One
on.
favor, though, if you can kind of send another text out to EJ to remind him he's coming up in 20 minutes, that would be appreciated.
I'll have Scotty Hewitt take care of that.
Okay,
All right,
thanks.
Okay, partners.
Bye-bye
Okay.
now.
Thanks, man. Okay,
Okay.
bye, guys.
All right, Bill, go out to our next guest.
Yeah, we had some surprise news this past week. One of our favorite guys on the show, Billy Spigner, is got a new second career coming up. Bill, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Bill. Thanks for having me on again.
Hey, with news like this, how could we not have you on?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Throughout my business career in bowling with the bowling center and pro shop and everything, and the only thing that I always knew I was going to do forever was teach, and I started teaching even more after I retired from our bowling business. And just a few weeks ago, Jason Belmonte and Deandra Asbeatty had contacted me about possibly replacing Ron Hoppy as our technical advisor on the International Art of Bowling, and they're looking to expand their website and into more teaching. And so it just kind of fits in with what I do. So I'm looking forward to working with those guys and helping expand their website and expand my teaching career.
Yeah, and with Deandra right there in the Chicagoland area, that makes it a little bit easier to keep in touch.
Yeah, it's good. It's an online coaching thing. They have their website, International Art of Bowling, and they have a forum on there, and you have to be a member to be able to participate in it. So it's a membership thing, and they've limited to X amount of members up to now, and it's only 2 years old, and it was a brainchild of Deandra and Belmonte and Ron Hoppy, and they grew it for a while, but they limited membership, and now they want to open it up and expand it, and so they added Joe Serrar and myself, and they have other coaches, so it's a growing community, and I think it's going to be really good for bowling, and just spread the word about what's available for coaching and get more people getting better.
Absolutely. And from the one class that I'd seen Jason and Deandra do, they do attract a lot of two-handed bowlers. And I guess you're pretty well schooled on that.
Yes. I actually have like 7 or 8 people that are two-handed I've been giving lessons to, and I've been studying ever since I first saw Jason and took video of him in Indianapolis on the tour, and then our bowling center when they visited there. So I had the video of him, so I was able to start studying the style pretty good, and Oscar Palermo, and then a lot of other two-handed bowlers along the way with a lot of different styles. And two-handed is almost like a regular style of bowling. There's varieties of them, and quite a few varieties of them. And the one thing about the two-handed bowler, it's kind of simple. They have very little swing. They don't have their thumb in the ball. They don't have thumb issues, and so it's an interesting style. So I think there's some controversy about it. People don't think it's correct, but they do release the ball with one hand, and keep their opposite hand on the ball a little bit to help spin it. But I don't see anything wrong with it. There's never been any rules against it, so I think it's something that's here. It's going to stay, and look forward to having a chance to work with more of them in the future.
Right. When it really comes down to it, almost everybody in the world, other than like a Wayne Webb or Carmen Salvino, we're two-handed to some degree. It just wins the separation. Yes,
exactly. Yeah. You got a Tom Smallwood. He's a unique style in itself. He's two-handed for 2/3 of his backswing. He's half thumb in there, and then he's one-handed on the way through. And so there's a lot of variety. And actually, this past couple weeks ago, we were at a high school state tournament. Our team qualified for it, and there was a two-handed there, and he was talking to me, and he says, I'm different than all the other two-handers. And I said, what do you mean? He says, I have my thumb in the ball. I said, oh, that's different. Usually they have their thumb out. I watched him throw the ball, and you wouldn't even know his thumb was in the ball. He got out of the thumb hole pretty good. He must have had it big enough that there's no issue if his thumb swells. So, there's a lot of different varieties of how people can approach this, and, it's a growing teaching discipline that we have, and I think it's going to be good.
Yeah. Now, going back a few weeks, February 2nd, CBS Sunday Morning, we talk about preparation of 20 hours of taping, and you get a whole 10 seconds of fame?
Yeah, and I was not too happy about that. Kidding. The show was not about me. It was about that. But I did about almost 2 hours worth of taping with Bill Geis. And the thing that happened was the Tournament Champions was originally scheduled in April, and they changed it to January, in the early January. So when Bill Geis came into Chicago to do this, the Tournament Champions haven't changed. They wanted to go there and do some shooting there, which was a good idea because they gave them another look at how the industry works. And Carmen stole the show. And I'm really pissed at him. I'm going to give him a call and tell him that.
But, come on, respect your elders, Bill.
Yeah, I know it. He's phenomenal. I love him. But they did a lot of stuff. The first day, Bill Geis was in Chicago on Thursday, and he spent 5 hours at Bowler's Journal headquarters in Chicago, which is on Michigan Avenue. Then there was like four and a half hours at Pinstripes, or 5 hours that they were there. I was there, did about 2.5 hours, about 2 hours of filming. And then they went to the Tournament Champions, and I don't know how many hours they spent there. So they had to have 20 hours of stuff to boil it down to 6-7 minutes, whatever it turned out to be. And, they cut out a lot of stuff. And the one thing they used in mine, which was kind of interesting, it was a mistake. They handed me the ball, and they said, you drill the holes on the top here, because they had the black puck on the top because it was a flip block. And I said, yeah. And then I looked at the core, and I said, no, you got to do it the other side. So they actually used one that had misinformation in it. So, but I had some good exchanges with Bill Geis, and he was really fun to work with. It was really a pleasure. And I like Sunday Morning CBS. I've been recording it for many years, and I always watch it because it has a lot of great human interest stories in it. So it was good for bowling.
Absolutely. Hey, any type of exposure we can get to a mass audience is always a great thing. Matter of fact, even the Olympics bowling made it in this year. There was one comment during, I think it was one of the hockey games, someone was charging up ice and knocked over a defender. They knocked him over like a bowling pin. Like, hey, we made it.
We made it, yes. Hopefully in the future.
Yeah. So, and Olympics is one thing, but let's go back to before IAB. So you're still involved with coaching, as you said, and a couple of interesting things like second and fourth Mondays and things like that.
Yeah, I do my tune-ups and every other Monday, just second and fourth Mondays in a month, and it's only a $20 thing, and I average 5 people per week. I do it myself. I originally had 8, but I had an assistant that helped me, and he couldn't do it anymore, so I limited it to 6, and it's successful, and people come in, and they like it that you say you work on this one thing. Rather than going to a whole big thing, they work on one thing, and then they come back a couple weeks later, and they work on another thing or keep working on the same thing. It just kind of keeps them in tune with the direction they're headed in. And it's inexpensive, and I pay for the bowling, so it doesn't cost me anything but $20, and it's been working out well. I think it'd be good if it was expanded in more areas that people did this. But you got to limit it to the number of people that you can personally contact. So if I had more than 6, it would make it very difficult. I'm comfortable with up to 6 because I could take a quick video of them, tell them what to do, and then I go on to the next person. And in the meantime, I'm always watching everybody, and then I'll take another quick little video of them at the end and show them what the differences are. So it works really well that way.
Now, is there a waiting list for people that want to get involved with this?
No, I don't have a waiting list. They have to sign up. They have to pre-sign up. And like this past Monday, I was sold out, and I had a guy come in, and he said, I heard you have this. I want to be part of it. And I said, well, I'm sold out, so I wouldn't take them because I wouldn't want to disrupt what the rest of the class was. And so, like I said, I average 5. So it's close, and it's okay. It's how do you get it out to enough people to make it grow? It's not easy, but for the people that do it and they recommend it to friends, it's just fine.
Yeah, because I do
a pretty good amount of private lessons. I do average 12 a week on private lessons, so it's good. Yeah,
that is absolutely great there. So the Monday is kind of like a feeding program, like Mark Baker has recommended.
Yeah, Mark him and Barry Asher have been doing something for quite a while out in California on Saturdays. So I think it's a 2-hour session. It's $10, and it includes lineage. And Barry and Mark go up and down the line to talk to people, and they get 30, 40 people there, and it's very successful. And you got one of the top coaches in the country doing it, and you have one of the best bowlers that ever lived doing it. So how can you go wrong? I mean, you got eyes there that have experience beyond the average coach, and it helps. And they're used to doing it, so they can, go to a person and say one little thing and move on to the next person. I think it's really good.
Yeah, because I do one on Monday morning, same format, 2 hours, $10, and it's just kind of walk up and down. And for the regulars, it's usually just one tip, and now I remember. I wasn't doing that before.
Yeah, exactly. So you're doing it on Monday mornings?
Right, yeah, from like 10 to 12.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bill,
you got all the seniors down there, so they all don't work, so you got a built-in audience.
And then when it's a holiday and kids are out of school, people are out of work, and that gives them a chance, Monday, I can do that this week.
Yeah, definitely.
Bill, when you do your little camps here and schools, what's one of the biggest thing you see that most of the people have the same problem?
It varies, but a lot of times the setups aren't right, so they don't start right, and their concept of playing the lanes is not good. And the one thing you try to do is give them an understanding how to basically line up, and you always try to teach them to learn to start from the driest part of the lane and work to the oil. And that's an ongoing thing. So I have some people there that have pretty good form, but you're always working on those little things, and so they're training their eye a little bit better. And the third thing is the fit of the ball, that people are adverse to using tape and using it the right way to make the ball fit correctly. And a lot of times the person said, did you lose that ball? I said, yeah, a little bit, but my thumb's going to swell up. And I say, Your thumb's going to swell up, yes, but how many shots are you losing before your thumb swells up? And every shot you lose, you never get it back, and that's one less shot that you have to figure out what you're going to do. So I think the three things, getting set up right, lane play, getting the process to line up correct on the lane, and we're bowling on house conditions, and this is more house conditions, so that's why I say start trying the driest part of the lane first and work from there, because the first few practice shots don't mean anything. You're just trying to get a feel for the approaches and get your body loose and make sure the ball fits your thumb right. And you're way ahead of the game starting out. You start thinking about playing the game rather than thinking about the myriad of mechanics.
Bill, how about a website before we let you go?
For IABBowling.com.
Okay, how about yours?
Bowling.com. My personal website is billspigner@AOL.com. No, billspigner.com, sorry. Just my name, BILLSPIGNER.com.
Okay, well, we'll see you. Thanks a lot.
All right, take care.
Bye-bye now.
All right, thanks for having me, guys.
Okay, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's Bill Spigner. I never bowl with Bozo the Clown, but I sure like listening to the two Bozos on Let's Go Bowling radio show.
Innovative ball spinners are the best quality spinners on the market and are sold at the lowest price in the world. These 1/3 and 1/2 horsepower motors are the best in the business, and each purchase comes with a 32-page manual as well as a DVD. Talk about value. Our spinners are smooth, quiet, and will not shake or wobble like other ball spinners. They are totally portable, so you can easily take them with you to tournaments. If you mention the Go Bowling Show when placing your order, you will receive a Surface Starter Kit free. That's a $24.95 value for free. The kit includes 6 different grits of sandpaper, maroon and gray Scotch-Brite pads, 8-ounce polish, 8-ounce compound, 8-ounce cleaner, and a towel. Everything you need to resurface and adjust plenty of bowling balls. There are many benefits to owning your own ball spinner. Saving money by extending the life of the bowling ball. You can add new balls to your arsenal instead of replacing old ones. You will be able to adjust the surface of the ball to match any lane condition. Order today online at innovativeballspinner.com or call toll-free 1-800-226-5891. innovativeballspinner.com.
The Monogram House is located at 5422 Main Street in downtown Newport Richey, and their phone number is 727-845-1578. Come in, and their friendly staff can help you with any of your needs. Bowling shirts, polos, for golf, or any event that you might be participating in. They do it all. Embroidery, screen printing, custom logos, and promotional items. Bowling season is coming up. Their hours are Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 5:30, Friday till 5 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's the Monogram House at 727-845-1578.
New national sponsor for the Let's Go Bowling Show, Motion Pro. Motion analysis software for all sports. And the website is motionprosoftware.com. What does the Motion Pro software do? Motion Pro has a software for the average bowler or coach, and it can track access tilt rotation feature, lesson creator for coaches that add voice and videos that can burn to DVD, new email features directly from Motion Pro, used by Norm Duke and Next Level Bowling. You can overlay 2 videos at one time, review videos side by side, free updates for life, pay once, use forever. One of the best softwares that's in the market. And also they have Mac version. You can check them out, reasonably priced. Go to motionprosoftware.com, and you can always call them at 1-888-407-9665. Motion Pro.
Have you been injured in an accident? If so, before you settle your claim, it is important you know your legal rights. I'm Jim Magazine of the law firm of Lucas, Green & Magazine. And at our firm, we believe in working closely with our clients. This means you will receive personal attention. When you call, you will speak directly to an attorney who can answer your questions. With offices in Newport Richey and Clearwater, we have more than 50 years of legal experience working for you. Call us day or night, toll free, 1-800-4INJURY. The Lucas Green Magazine, your personal injury team.
Bringing a new beginning to bowling is Lordfield's bowling's mission right now. So, as the new guy on the block, Lordfield's quickly gaining recognition throughout the country through its ball test being done by Bowling This Month and Bowler's Journal. So you can check out the entire line of Lordfield equipment and accessories on the web at lordfield.com. And if you've got additional questions, need more information, you can call Tony Martin at 916-476-9542. And remember that Lord Field is changing bowling one bowler at a time.
Welcome back to Let's Go Bowling. I don't know what that was, Bill. Get rid of that.
That's teeth chattering because your next guest is in Huntington, Indiana, where it is 7 degrees.
Oh, that's T-shirt weather.
That's fine up
Right.
there.
Beautiful. All right, Bill, let's go to the phone lines to want to congratulate
Someone
him.
we haven't been able to get on to congratulate a lot of stuff lately. PBA Rookie of the Year, great performance in the Japan Cup, and now we get to see him Sunday with all the superstars. Part of LAX on PBA League is EJ Tackett.
Welcome
Hi,
to Let's
guys.
Go Bowling.
How you doing? How you doing?
Real good. We had your boss on previous, the main boss, not Scott Hewitt, Scott Wilbur. Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, great watching you. First chance to see you was on the Japan Cup, and you really looked good out there.
Thank you very much.
And, well, I guess let's talk about the other players. It was kind of a shocker to see really how far the Japanese players have come along. Were they as impressive in person as they were on TV?
Oh, for sure. It was, my first trip over there. So, I've heard from guys in the past that, the Japanese bowlers weren't, that great. They were good, but they weren't, as caliber as, some of the guys in the States. But, I think a lot of them have, learned how to bowl like we do over here in the States, hook the ball a lot more. And I think there's a few of them that are, going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially in that tournament.
Yeah, so for our next World Series of Bowling, we should see some more international players making their appearances.
We should. And it'd be great to see, just more people there, the merrier.
So that was the Japan Cup. PBA Rookie of the Year. I know when I got my ballot, it was no-brainer. Kind of outdid the field quite a bit.
Yeah, I had a pretty good year. When I accepted it, a year ago, I never thought I'd be, sitting there in that position, receiving the Rookie of the Year. But I just kind of went out there and bowled, and it wasn't really something I thought about until after the World Series, and I bowled really good at the World Series. And Brett Spangler, was like, hey, you're probably going to be Rookie of the Year. And I said, well, that's not something I was even thinking about because I didn't even know who else was in the Rookie of the Year race. So
yeah, I mean, sometimes it's fairly close voting. I mean, similar to the Player of the Year between Raj, Belmonte, and Malat. It could have gone anyway, but I kind of figured Belmonte with his superior record in majors, that gave him the edge there.
Yep.
So talking about Jason Belmonte, here it is, Rookie of the Year, and now you're on LAX.
Yes.
Had to be a tremendous satisfaction for you to select to that team.
Oh, it was for sure. I've known Parker for a couple of years now. We've got there's a guy here that's handicapped that Parker's done a bunch for that I know, so we kind of had a mutual friend. I didn't really know Mika at all. I didn't know Andres at all. I had talked to Jason a couple of times before, but I told him afterwards. I said thanks for picking me, and he says, well, thanks for making it so easy. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool feeling to be chosen on that team.
Yeah, because last year LAX missed the cut by 2 points, and then they lose Wes Malat. You figure, uh-oh, they're in trouble. But a couple of great pickups for your team.
Yeah.
And we will say your team because you are on it. And okay, go ahead.
We're looking at the team, I thought, wow, this is a pretty good team. Jason's a major winner, Mika's a major winner, Parker's a Hall of Famer, and then Andre's got a couple titles. All right, do this.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like the other team, Brooklyn Styles, was a bunch of slackers. I mean, Jason Sterner had a pretty good year last year. Tom Smallwood, Michael Haugen Jr., Walter Ray Williams, greatest living bowler, and Sean Rash, player of the year 2 years ago. So it looked on paper like pretty good match, and even going into the 5-person team didn't look good for you guys.
Yeah.
And then you put it together, and 237 to 215 and the 5-man Baker, and that worked out pretty good for you. So now what's your next match? I guess there's still a few more qualifying rounds to go yet.
Yeah, we got the semifinal, and since all the other matches haven't been shown on TV yet, I'm not going to tell.
No, we don't want that.
Right.
But it's definitely one thing I will tell you. I'm not going to give anything away, but people need to watch our next round because the ending's pretty exciting.
Okay, we don't even have to mention who it's against because then it would ruin one of the upcoming shows. And talking about upcoming, so people don't forget, is 3 o'clock this Sunday, is Jerome Bettis' Motown Muscle, presented by Barbasol, going against the defending champion, Billie Jean King's New York City Kingpins, presented by Geico. And that's 3 o'clock. And as Ken had mentioned earlier, I guess sometimes you can set up your DVR or whatever name they have it, and it might miss a show because it's not live, so it doesn't think that it's a new show. So we want to make sure that you don't miss these shows. So double check and make sure that you've got it all set up and ready to watch it.
Now, EJ, let me ask you this here. Before you got into the Motive staff, what kind of equipment were you using? Just everything, or?
Mostly Storm.
Okay.
I threw mostly Storm before I signed.
And as Scott Wilbur was saying earlier, the cover stocks with Motive are very aggressive. Cores are also the same. So there wasn't probably a big transition for you.
At first it was because, I signed, it was almost a year and a half ago now. So at that point in time, our covers were just starting to get a little bit better. Our cores were good, but our covers weren't matching up that well. But what really put our company on the map, and anybody at our company will tell you, would be the Primal Rage. That's what really put us on the map because of the new chemistry in the cover, and we finally had something that could compete with, Storm products.
And that's really important, the cover and also the surface, right? It just means so much of it. If you have the wrong surface on the ball, you might as well forget it.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, because bowling balls are related a lot to automobiles, especially racing cars, where the cover stock is comparable to the tires. If you have the wrong tires on, you can have the greatest car out there, and it's still, you're not going to win.
Exactly.
Like NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
They got to constantly change and set it up. It's got to match up for that track. If it's not matching up, you ain't going to do much.
No matter how strong an engine or bowling ball core you have, it's like a marriage. They've got to be compatible.
Exactly.
So what's your favorite ball? Well, probably more than one favorite right now with Motive.
Honestly, the last, the Sigma Sting was by far, when it came out, it was by far the best ball we had. We just have the Revolt getting ready to get released on Friday. I threw that a lot at the TOC. I absolutely love it. Last weekend, I won a tournament in Michigan called the Paragon Open. It's a really big tournament up here. And I threw that ball the entire time on a U.S. Open type pattern. And it's, the Sigma Sting, is a ball that gets down the lane a little bit more and wants to turn the corner. And the Revolt hooks just as much as the Sigma, but it's more of a smoothing arc hook, and it's super strong. Goes through the pins really well. And it might have become my new favorite ball just because of the way I see it, and it's black. So when was the last time you saw a bad black ball?
Black Widow. Another great cult ball. But as we're talking with Scott Wilbur, is you got those traditional guys out there that, I want a black ball. I want one of those fancy things. And this fits the suit, and the logo on it is kind of subtle as well.
Yep, it's a gray logo, so you don't see anything going down the lane, and it looks really good. I've thrown it a lot now. I've got 4 or 5 of them, and every single one of them has rolled good. I haven't had a bad one.
Now, do you have a personal website?
I do not.
Okay, just Facebook?
Yep.
And what is that?
I have a fan page on Facebook, EJ Tackett, and I'm also on Twitter too.
Okay, and what's your handle there?
At EJT300.
Okay,
easy,
fantastic. Well, listen, congratulations again. I know we'll have you on because we normally have every time someone wins a tournament, they're on the show, so you'll be coming on pretty soon.
All right.
All right. Take care now and stay warm.
Good luck.
All right, I'll try.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Do you or someone you know own a bowling center? Are you thinking about remodeling? Are you going to be changing your scoring system? Then 12 Strike, the gold standard in automatic scoring solutions with automation and graphics with over 300 exciting 2 and 3D still graphics and animations for league and open play. The animated 3D graphics appear to jump more than 6 inches off the screen, activated by strikes, spares, and other bowling scenarios. 12 Strike Bowling Services has produced automatic scoring products internationally since 1989. 12 Strike has been the innovative leader in the scoring industry. Together with Seidel Research, 12 Strike offers bowling center proprietors the edge they need to stay ahead of the competition. Our 2010 12 Strike scoring system uses the latest version of Central Desk Pro, point of sale, and back office software that has now been integrated into the single computer running under Microsoft Windows 7 environment. To learn more about scoring, make product inquiries, or obtain pricing details by emailing us at sales@12strike.com or by calling 562-984-6240. We now have furniture for your bowling center at great low prices.
Joint pain, arthritis, osteoarthritis, and degenerative joint disease do not discriminate. Painful arthritis strikes 1 in 5 adults, children, and also our furry friends. Protect your joints and let's take care of your pets too. Lubricin is all-natural oral hyaluronic acid which is produced in your body naturally. It helps to support your joint fluid, but as you age, your natural levels drop, thus needing help to lubricate our joints. Well, animals are the same too, so let's help them out so they feel great. Go to Lubricin.com or call 1-800-901-8498 and use promo code TAMPA for 15% off.
ParadiseTeaTimes.com is your fastest and easiest online booking website around. Locally owned and operated, they offer hundreds of tee times in these Florida areas: Tampa Bay, Sarasota, Bradenton, and Orlando. With no membership dues or booking fees, you get to spend your money where it counts, playing golf. ParadiseTeaTimes.com is giving you 5% rewards for every tee time booked. And sign up today to receive $20 rewards credit. That's right, just for signing up today. $20 rewards credit. Check out our website for courses, members events, hotel accommodations, stay and play, plus a chance to win free golf. Golfing at your fingertips is ParadiseTeaTimes.com.
Dunedin Lanes offers a full-service family bowling center and is located at 405 Patricia Avenue in Dunedin. They feature 24 lanes with the latest in computerized scoring and children's bumpers available on every lane. Check out their Cosmic Bowling Nights on Friday from 9:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. and on Saturdays 9:30 p.m. till midnight, which offers a state-of-the-art light and sound system for your enjoyment. Hey, moms and dads, Dunedin Lanes offers family night out specials every Saturday, 7 till 9 p.m. Looking for somewhere to get a good meal at a great price? Then the Chatterbox Restaurant is the place. Any questions, you can contact them at 727-736-1282 or go to DunedinLanes.com on the web. That phone number again, 727-736-1282. Dunedin Lanes.
Countryside Lanes, they have new owners now, John Spigner, and we're actually making a lot of new changes to the bowling center. And for all of you who don't know where it's at, the address is 27867 U.S. Highway 19 North, Clearwater, Florida, 33761. Right now, we're actually going to be taking out the monitors and putting in flat screen monitors, and we're going to be changing a lot of things around in the bowling center. We are offering Bowling 2.0. We're giving away free bowling and free bowling lessons, and I'm actually the head coach of the program. Right now, we are doing 3 different groups. We have adults, seniors, and family. This is their 5th bowling center. They have most of their bowling centers in New York.
And it is a beautiful facility there. They've got a wonderful restaurant, bar, everything in there. Definitely check it out if you have not. Wonderful place for the family. Wonderful place for an evening out, whether it be date night or guys' night or girls' night out. Definitely check it out. And like you say, take up Ashley on her opportunity to get free lessons and free bowling. It's like anything else. If you know how to do it properly, it is a lot more fun.
And if you are interested in signing up, just call the bowling center up, 727-796-8100, and just tell them you want to sign up for one of the Bowling 2.0 programs.
I'm M. Bernard, better known as the B-Man, and I have been playing golf for over 3.5 decades. I've learned a few tips and techniques along the way that I'd like to share with you. But first, let me ask you a question. If there were a way for you to no longer feel so frustrated at the end of your round so when you got home you want to hang your clubs up, would you want to know how? If there was a way for your scorecard, which I know looks a lot like this, could look a lot more like that, would you want to know how? If there was a way for you to totally understand and key into the lesson you just took with total understanding, would you want to know how? Because what I have for you are 8 solid techniques that you can practice in your backyard for just 30 minutes a day. That's all, just 30 minutes a day, just like your favorite athletes do. Oh, on their own, they're great, they're fabulous. So it doesn't matter if you're a beginner, intermediate player, even an advanced player. Without practicing your technique, it won't last. There's not enough gimmicks out there for you to purchase to fix your golf game. You have to practice your technique. I want you to just listen and do.
Go to golftechniquesforyou.com. That's golftechniques, the number 4, the letter U.com.
Spring will soon be gone. Summer's coming on. Now that it's dreaming on. Like the summer love. All I think about.
Welcome back to Let's Go Bowling, and we're finishing up here the show, Bill. We got a couple things here we might as well talk about before we end the show.
Yeah, we've had a few changes in the scenery lately. Chad Murphy is taking over Stu Upson's place. Well, actually, he's the interim executive director. Once he kind of gets his feet wet, then we'll get him in and we'll talk about his new position. And with Turbo, Lou Marquez has now got his own bowling center in Michigan. And Bob Learn Jr. has taken over the coaching position. So we'll see if we can get Bob on for next week. And Chris Sand is swapping over from Storm to Turbo as their national promotion manager. So a few changes there. Jason Belmonte, as we've talked about, I mean, he's everywhere. January's IBMA Bowler of the Month, and we saw him this past week on the PBA League and heading the sold-out USBC Masters field.
Okay, we appreciate everybody listening. Send us your emails at gobowlingshow@yahoo.com, gobowlingshow.com's website. We'll see everybody next week.
Very good.
See you, Bill.
Bye.
WTAN, Clearwater, Tampa Bay. WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay. WZHR, Zephyr Hills, Tampa Bay. Listen.
It's time for the Wednesday edition of Canada Calling, the news from home.